Lying in the field, held by flowers and sky. It took all the spring to come into bloom.
So for these, you'll need some pattern paper. Mine is printed vertically. You could use a 12 by 12 paper pad if you wanted. I'm using my US letter, and that means that what I'm doing is cutting my strip will be, this is the 8.5, so it'll be 4 1/4 by the 11 here. The exact dimension is not absolutely essential here. What is it can be approximate. I'll show you how to do it, not with measurements, but what it looks like here. So I'm just going to be cutting my paper into 2 strips, and one of these will make the paper clip. So I'll show you the paper clips I'm using. These are 2.5 inch here. Or they're 2 inch, excuse me. These are 1 inch paper clips. So I'm actually going to be doing a little bit bigger paper clips. I'm going to choose the bigger paper clips. I'm going to use 2 for this particular paper clip. And what you want to do is basically kind of want to make sure that you choose enough room here so that the length of the paper clip is covered. And you're just going to fold it snugly up against it, making sure that your edges match. It's a good way to keep your fold straight. Okay. This next one is going to get folded here also, right along this edge. Add your paper clips here. Oops. Take your short one on the side that's not folded here. And then you're going to use the bottom of the shorter side as your guide here. Fold up. So at this point, you have something like this. And here's a design choice at this point. So I'm actually going to be folding this over and just barely enough here that it's going to come down. I'm going to cut so I folded here, and then I'm back at the top here like this. And I'm leaving just enough here to fold underneath here. So that I can fold like this, okay? So what you have is one side is slightly shorter than the other side. These can be made with a dangle if you would like. If you want one of the ends to be a dangle, you can cut just a little slight slit here and pull out your paper clip. What I want to do at this point is glue it really well. Just to show you one more time where the folds go and how you measure. This is your paper here, okay? The first one measures the length of your paper clip and just a little bit more. So you can see the fold here. It's just a little bit longer, okay? The second fold matches the length of that also, okay? Same distance. Then your paper clip goes on this side with the shorter end on the side that you're going to need to cut. See how the longer side is going on the side that's cut already, and then you're going to measure and fold right at the crease of where these meet here. And then just enough here that you can fold this over and glue. And I think we'll just make a little bit of a place for a dangle. That's a nice to have. So I'm just going to cut enough of a hole that it can kind of peek out. And now I'm going to glue it together liberally. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac. This forms the base of my paper clip. You could make literally 2 of these if what you wanted to do is have a smaller paper clip and slice down the center. So, oops. Let's see. Do you want to glue this together here first? So that was a little backwards. Glue this side first. And then pop it through. Because you're going to want to seal this top really well. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to kind of really press in the places where the paper meets so that the paper clip is sealed inside fairly well. Okay. I'll set aside my paper clip. Okay, a couple more things about these paper clips. You want to make sure that when you place your paper clips that you give enough room on either side to completely seal up the edges. So now I've got enough to make one for my Americana collection, the Studio Summer, and my Egyptian collection. I'm just going to mass make at the same time and show you the different variations of what you can do now. We'll start here with the Egyptian one. So my choice is here, so I'm probably not going to put the little dangle on the edge because I already have 2 dangles here on the edge, but I might place it at the bottom here because I don't have anything like that. So I'm just going to find a place in my journal. It doesn't have something that's already sticking downward, so it's probably going to be like pay attention to both sides of what you're working with. So I'm just looking at what I might be covering up on the bottom. I actually think I will do this page here. And what's nice when you fold them one side shorter, it makes it easier to remove the paper clip, But you can see now what I've done is create a paper clip on either side. And something, so this journal doesn't need any more larger pieces. I already spent a considerable amount of time adding the larger pieces, so I wouldn't be using the paper clips in this particular case for that reason. But you could see how nicely that this, it'll actually very nicely hold a stack of papers that could be arranged really cute. Okay. Show you how it goes on, but let me show you what I'm going to do with the paper clip itself. Should have done them with the hieroglyphic paper, this paper that's showing on one side. So this one, I've inked up my edges. I've cut my piece in half that was the leftover, and I've inked my edges, creating two triangles or whatever that I could create a double pocket if I want to. I'm not sure I want to. I actually don't think I will. But then you're going to add glue to create a pocket. Notice I switched glues. You could also use double-sided tape. In fact, I probably should go find that. I'm going to leave this side here blank, but I am going to spend the time to ink my edges. You might, if you wanted to, round your corners. I'll decorate this after. I just want to get this to about the same stage as the others. So this one I'm actually going to cut into two. So now I have two smaller sizes. Okay, this one I will round the corners. Maybe not. Let's see. Rounding the corners is optional. Right. So this one is a little bit different size. This one's going to go on this way or this way. Same thing here, but these are smaller, I think. So for this one, the bigger contrast, I'm just going to create a pocket for this side here. Oops, let's see. Let's show off the contrast. So if you don't cut shorter, you're not going to see behind. I am going to trim so that we get a little bit higher contrast piece. See, I've just cut this like this. I cut off the edge here. Got these two pieces here. Because I want the notches to be opposite, I'm going to fold my two pieces together and just pick up an off side. To create a notch. Ink up my pockets. And then because I want these to align, I'm going to actually glue them off the paper clip first so I can really control what the whole pocket itself looks like. So. Like that. And now I'm going to glue it down as one piece. I'm leaving that open there. I'm placing this on the longer side so that now my paper clip has these little pockets to stuff, and I'm going to ink. So another design choice here is to just leave this side blank for decorating without a pocket. And I think I'm going to do that because I'm going to actually do a pocket on this other paper clip. So I'm going to trim the paper clip. And this one I'm going to show you pocket going the opposite way. So instead of cutting it and stacking them horizontally, we'll cut it vertically. This to me is kind of the fun part of being someone that makes journals, is that once you learn a basic skill, there can be so many different ways to apply it. And you can start to vary and jump off of something that you learned and kind of start to make your own twist to it. That's where, to me, I really loved sewing, but I couldn't quite get enough about sewing to design my own patterns. Just didn't quite happen for me. Maybe because fabric seemed a little more expensive to me. I'm not sure. I'm just trimming these. So I'm going to put the pockets together first so that I get them to look how I want before I place it down on my paper clip. I probably can even trim a little more of this off. Now I'll glue the pocket on. Okay, let me show you how I finished off these ones for my Egyptian journal. This one will go in and just slide on the page like this. I need to make charms and stuff for that journal, so I will probably wait to add more charms here, but I finished it like that. This is the shorter one. And then this is the smaller one. So I'm gonna cut up my one for my Americana journal. I wanted to show you that one of the things you can do is alter the bottom of the edge if you like. It's one thing, you know, to create decoration. There's tons of ways to decorate these, but I'm gonna save these here and I'm gonna set them with my Americana journal because I haven't cut out any fussy cuts or any of the other pages that go with that kit. I did print it out. I'm not a big 4th of July person, but it's really big here this year because it's the 250th year of the United States. I'll be transparent in I struggled with making this journal. I'll talk about it in another video when I show it off, but I'm not sure I support some of this. So some of that can be challenging for me, but I really feel like there's some patriotic nature and the desire for freedom that I really want to celebrate. And so I made this kit. It will be coming out shortly in the next couple days. But what I wanted to do here is just, when I'm making some of these, it's nice if I know I have another journal coming, I'll make a couple of the blanks because they're easy to make at the same time. And that's partly why it would be considered a mass make. Okay, so I'm working with the blanks then of the two that we made for my Studio Summer journal. What I'm really hoping, guys, you'll dive in and do the Studio Summer journal with me. I'm putting a lot of the items in different spots for freebies. There's Freya Friday freebies that have 2 of the papers. There's a paper that's listed in the Facebook group, which is the background papers. I'm just finishing up the sentiments. These are kind of the sentiments that are sentiment kit that is coming. Let's see. Some of these have longer sayings for different reasons, but this is the sentiment kit that's coming. And since you're still with me here, I'll put a link in the description box for you to get some kind of treat that goes along with the sentiments, so you can get some free sentiments. So, look, there's another page. 2 more pages. Yeah, there's quite a few different pages of sentiments. But the one thing that I did want to gift you is I'm going to gift you some envelopes, and those will be in the Just Because section of the shop. And those will stay and remain there. But the other sentiments, we'll see. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to gift some of those, but either check the Just Because section or check the link in the comments below. Okay, so I wanted to show you that there's a couple other ways that you can put these together. What I'm going to do here on this one is I want to make a stacked pocket. So to show off the edge here, I'm basically just going to trim it first to the length that I want. So you can see about how much I'm going to cut off. It's probably about 1 centimeter. Yeah, probably right like that. And then I'm going to cut this into a third and then a 2/3. Maybe it's a little bit. Yeah, it's about a third and 2/3. Very similar to what I did with this one, but it'll be on the longer portion, so it shows up just a little bit differently. I'm going to round the corners on the bottom, just on this side. This is the only side you'll see on the one side. They don't have to be equal and even. So and then these, again, just like I did on the other one, to get the notch in about the same place, I'm going to and then on the one that shows on the bottom here, I do want to round the corners so that they match. Can I just be really honest? This is actually my very least favorite punch. I can't find my other one right now, but literally it's my least favorite. It seems to be the one that is the most challenging for me to get it straight on a repeated basis. The $6 punch is my favorite. Okay. Similar scenario, I'm going to put these together, but I'm going to align them and glue them before I place it on my paper clip. And I'm placing this on the bigger side. I'm actually going to cut some of this off the bottom. It's a little long for my choice. It gives me another shot to go at the corner rounder to see if I can do better. Yeah, for real, I can never... Yeah, I'm not gonna... I'm just gonna put glue on the outside. So that one will get stuffed, and I will probably, on this one, I will probably, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit into the decorating process here. I've cut some of the fussy cuts from the collection. If you haven't seen the fussy cuts, they're super cute and simple, but they're collagey. There's a few of them. Anyway, I'm going to go through the design process a little bit with you of how I end up designing the front of that. I just want to find, I'm going to find probably a fussy cut. I think that one works in the size. I'm thinking out loud. I actually love to put this kind of process onto a video because it takes my brain some time, and I often lag in real time and speaking. So the combination can be challenging. So this journal, I actually did quite a few different blank pages, but you can see the advantage is that when there's two, a shorter and a taller, it makes it easier to remove the pages, especially if you want to clip something in there. And